Welcome back. Today I am making monkey bread. The last time I made it, the bundt pan was not very kind to me, so it destroyed my cake. So hopefully this time I'll do better now that I know what not to do. Let's get started. I am going to be adding 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Actually, I need to take care of my wet ingredients because I need my yeast to rise. So to my milk, which is a cup, I'm adding 2 1/4 teaspoons of active yeast, 1/4 cup of sugar, and I am gonna let the yeast rise. Okay, to my flour, I added a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna add my wet ingredients. My yeast is ready. It's all foamed up. So I'm gonna add these all to my mixture, to my flour rather, and start whisking. So I'm adding 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 3 eggs, your milk needs to be warm. It needs to be at minimum 100 to 110 degrees so you don't kill your yeast. And here we go. Now let's add our dough hook and slowly mix our dough. So we're gonna start slow. We are gonna be mixing this for approximately 15 minutes. We are at the halfway mark, and now I'm gonna start adding some flour to this dough. Okay, it's been 15 minutes, so our dough is ready. It is a sticky dough. Now I'm gonna put it in a bowl. I'm getting it into a bowl that has been greased, and it's fighting, but it's gonna come out. And I am gonna get every last bit of my dough out of here. here. Okay, now we're going to cover this tightly. We are going to let it proof. We want it to double in size, so we don't want no air getting in here. We don't want dough in our dough. So we're gonna make sure it's covered tightly with cling wrap. And I am gonna put it in a warm place for approximately an hour or until it doubles in size. To the next step, I'm gonna grease my pan, make sure it's properly greased, so when I'm ready to get my monkey bread out, I will have zero, hopefully. If I do all the right things, I should have zero issues with getting it out. So first I'm gonna make my cinnamon sugar. Here I have, so this is 3/4 cups of sugar, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I'm gonna combine these until all the white and the sugar is gone. So cinnamon sugar or melted butter, some of this melted butter to grease our pan. Want to make sure that this is greased properly. So you want to get all the crevices and corners. Instead of flour, I'm going to be using my cinnamon sugar to coat the pan.
Oh no, I made a mess.
Okay, so our pan's ready. Here's our beautiful dough. The dough has definitely double in size. It's pretty. So now we are gonna prepare for dough. So I am going to brush the top of the dough. And then I'm gonna sprinkle some of my sugar on top before I churn it out onto the mat so I can start cutting it up. Okay. Before I churn it out, I am gonna dust the surface with flour, with the sugar instead of flour. I'm so used to saying flour. This can be done two ways. I can just stretch it into a square and cut it out, or I can cut it in parts and weigh. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna try to cut it in equal pieces as much as I can. I may not succeed in doing that, but I'm gonna try. So now I'm gonna churn it out. There you go. We are going to be very gentle with this. I'm going to use my pastry cutter. Try to do these make them as even as possible, but so I think this might be the halfway point. Let's make sure that it's square-ish. Might not be a perfect square, but square-ish. So yeah, I think this is my halfway point. So I'm going to think I'm better off using the pizza. Put it back in the oven for 15 minutes. And then I come back, we're gonna get it ready for baking. But there's still another step, which I'm gonna work on after I put this in the oven. while the dough is rising on its second rise, I am going to make a glaze. I'm going to be using 1 stick of butter, and 3/4 cups of sugar. Now let's turn the burner on. We're gonna let this simmer. Okay, as soon as it comes to a simmer, you remove it from the flame. Okay, my dough has risen again. So now now let's pour our glaze over our dough, and then we're gonna put it in the oven. Let's place this in the oven for, it's gonna bake at 350 until it's golden brown, approximately 30-35 minutes. Let's flip our monkey bread. Wish me luck. It's still pretty hot. Oh no. Yay! This is awesome. Yes. This is it. This is lovely. We are gonna let it cool